topic is the endocrine embryo. So I will include the histology of the endocrine because there is no connector explored. You'll be in by 1 o'clock, right? So come in early because 1 o'clock you'll have your exam. 1 o'clock you'll have your exam simultaneously, the one in the lecture. And then after the exam, you borrow your slides and microscope so you could see, because this will be your exam next Monday again. Huh?
Yes, po.
So some of the slides are familiar, like this one. This is the dorsal pancreas. So this will be the origin of your islet of Langerhans. And this is the dorsal pancreas, which will give rise to the pancreas. And the pancreas is made up of an endocrine and exocrine portion. The endocrine portion is the islet of Langerhans. Next slide, you have the developing brain there. This is an outpouching. It's called the infundibulum, which will eventually give rise to your posterior pituitary. The anterior pituitary comes from the pharynx, pharyngeal pouch, which is the Rathke's pouch. So that is endoderm in origin. This one is ectoderm, neural ectoderm. This is the posterior pituitary. The fate is the posterior pituitary. The one in the pointer is your infundibulum. The germ layer of origin is neural ectoderm. These are the seminiferous tubules of the testes. This one. We will study this again next week when you have spermatogenesis. But this time, we are interested only with the cells in between the seminiferous tubules. These ones, no? These are the interstitial cells of Leydig, which is responsible for the secretion of your testosterone. So next week, we study the testes again, but this time we'll go to the seminiferous epithelium to do the different stages of sperm development, from the spermatogonia to the spermatozoa. But this morning, just the cells in between, they are known as the interstitial cells of Leydig, which is the endocrine portion of the testes. Next slide, the ovary. The ovary is actually made up of follicles. It's covered by follicular epithelium or cuboidal epithelium. These are the follicles, but we are not interested in the different stages of follicles. We'll study that next week and in oogenesis. This morning we are interested in this one. So again, these are the follicular lining. This area is the vascular area. It is the area where it secretes your estrogen, that is your theca interna. The outer portion here would be more of fibrous tissue, that is tunica externa. So we are interested on the pointer that is the tunica, the theca, I should say, theca interna. The organ is the ovary. All of these are the demos. Next slide is the pituitary gland. Okay, these are the acidophils and the basophils, collectively known as the chromophils. The blue ones are the basophils and the red one are the acidophils. But if I were you, when you take hold of your anterior, your pituitary gland, you look for this cyst-like structure, this one. So if you have this is your pars intermedia, And that is your pars distalis, where you find your characteristic cells, the chromophils, the one that secretes your somatotropic hormone, gonadotropic hormone, and thyrotropic hormone. And if this is your pars intermedia, the one behind would be your pars nervosa. The largest part of your posterior pituitary, this one. These are made of fibers. They are made up of picocytes, which are supporting cells. So again, when you take hold of your slide, you look first for the pars intermedia, the middle, this one. Anteriorly, you have your pars distalis. Kahit na anterior, pars distalis pa rin tawag. Hindi malayo. Pars distalis. Characteristic cells are the chromophil cells. And these are the consistency. Take a look of the consistency. See the consistency of your pars intermedia there? Sa gitna, meron ka mga cysts na ganyan. Follicle-like structure, which may be mistaken for the follicles in the thyroid. And this is made up of fibers. You remember your fila olfactoria? It looks like nerve fibers. Actually, these are fibers of your picocytes. They are supporting cells. So this is pars nervosa, pars intermedia, and then you have your pars distalis. It is advisable to look at them on your own, on your slide, while your demo is just a guide. If you depend on your demo, then you have a big problem. So it depends on the demo. You have to look at the slide on your own. So in the pancreas, these are all dark staining cells. These are all dark staining cells. That's not the islet of Langerhans. These are all dark staining cells. And you see light staining cells like this one, or this one, another light staining cell. This one is not included, and this is a blood vessel. So sometimes they mistake it for the islet of Langerhans. So these are light ones. I'm just looking for a, yeah, this is the best, I think so far. That's a light one. So these are all dark cells. You have the pancreatic acini. The light staining cells are your islet of Langerhans. In some slide, the differences of light staining and dark staining are really pronounced. But this one, the acini are too dark so that the islet of Langerhans becomes a little bit darker also. In good slides, these are really very light. But don't mistake that with this one. These are blood vessels. Sometimes you mistake it. It's too light. It should be a light staining, but there should be cells. Islet of Langerhans. And then the next slide is the pineal gland, the one that secretes your melatonin, considered to be the hormone which they say as the fountain of youth, because it makes your sleep sound. Doesn't make you sleep, but it makes your sleep sound. So babies have a lot of melatonin, and 40-year-old like me less of melatonin. This structure is the corpora arenacea or Sanoma bodies. Corpora arenacea. There is a corpora in the prostate. It's called corpora amylacea. This one is corpora arenacea. Calcium deposits. The main significance of this is it serves as a marker by radiologists during the location of the pineal gland. So if they see this, they know that they are the pineal gland. And then the cells, of course, you cannot distinguish them. The characteristic cell are the pinealocytes. Pinealocytes. This is your corpora arenacea. This is a smaller version. And you have here patches of corpora arenacea there. It's a big one. This one. So the organ is pineal gland. And then this one, you have seen this during your first day of introduction to the slides when you were looking for lining epithelium. You remember? What's this organ? Thyroid, of course. Very popular. So this is your thyroid gland. It is made up of cuboidal cells, follicular cells. These are the colloid. And in the demo, you could see a big cell there, which has a clear cytoplasm. It's called the parafollicular or clear cell. Majority are the ones that secrete your thyroid hormone, your follicular cells. So the whole structure is your thyroid follicle. The light epithelium are follicular cells, which are cuboidal cells. The next slide is familiar to you already. I've seen this when we were studying the placenta. This is the placenta. And the structure that you identified in the placenta are the chorionic villi. These are the chorionic villi. You also identify the cells that surrounds it. This one, that is the syncytial trophoblast, which is the one determined during pregnancy test. This is your human chorionic gonadotropin. So we'll zoom in only on the syncytial trophoblast, responsible for the secretion of your human chorionic gonadotropin, the hormone that is being determined if the positive pregnancy test. During our time, we used to use the FRAG. It's called the FRAG test. Now, it's very available. You just buy a kit, grab it. If it says positive, then you either jump with joy or jump out of the window, depending on the condition. So this last slide, this is new to you. This is your adrenal gland, the gland on top of your kidney. There's a capsule here. I'll put it on the low power. Okay. There's a capsule there. That's the capsule. And then the opposite side, we have another capsule. In other words, the middle portion is the adrenal medulla, and you have adrenal cortex there, and another adrenal cortex here. You remember, just like in your cerebellum, there's a middle portion. You see the big blood vessels there. Big blood vessels. This is your adrenal medulla, and that is your adrenal cortex. Let's see the different layers of the adrenal cortex. You have an area there, which is this one. Form a glomerular-like arrangement of cells. It's called zona glomerulosa. And then you have cells that come into pieces. This one, the longer one, is the biggest portion. It's called the zona fasciculata. This is not an ideal slide as far as staining is concerned. You may find slides that are better stained. And this one, a darker portion, would be your zona reticularis. So you have three layers: zona glomerulosa, zona fasciculata, and zona reticularis. At the middle here, you see the difference? The difference in the cells here. This the staining here and this one. Not different, no, this darker, regardless of how they are stained. This darker. These are the chromaffin cells. So don't mistake your parsley studies. The characteristic cell there are chromophil. Chromophil. Here it's chromaffin. They're the one that secretes your epinephrine, norepinephrine. That's the one of the cells that gets interchanged. The parsley studies, the characteristic cell are the chromophil cells. From the word chromo and phil, this one is chromaffin. So this is the adrenal medulla. Again, this is the adrenal cortex made out of the zona glomerulosa, zona fasciculata, and zona reticularis. This is the adrenal medulla all the way there. All of these are adrenal medulla. This is another one. So take a look at it several times so you won't forget the difference between your reticularis and your medulla. So those are the slides that we have for today. Later this afternoon, you come in early at 1. We'll give you your exam. And then after the exam, you go up to borrow your slides and microscope. You still have time to look at the